Depending on how you want to engage with the community of a game, you might see different kind of discourse and discussion over the good, the bad, and maybe even the stupid when it comes to some of your favorite games. When it comes to Relink, Reddit seems to have this very focused attention on having an opinion on damage cap and how it ruins builds and makes it to where you're only focusing on damage. While what people are saying are true, from everything from damage cap being essentially the thing you have to build for the end game so that your damage actually does something, for War Elementalist and for supplementary damage sigils being very key to the other aspect of your build, I feel like people are kind of misinterpreting that you're supposed to grind for these things. The fun of playing stuff like Monster Hunter, Final Fantasy, and Grand Blue is that you're trying to beat gradually harder content with gear that is obviously not up to par for the fight you're doing. You want to build with what you have to beat the harder thing, to get the reward, to farm for it, to get even better. And on top of that, for games like Monster Hunter and Grand Blue Relink, you're essentially trying to actually learn patterns and learn the fight itself so that you know when to dodge, block, and when to use your super moves. There's very much a reason why the fan base, a good chunk of us, like to call this Monster Hunter Lite, but that's the thing. I wonder how many Grand Blue fans are Monster Hunter fans, because I'm getting off the impression that a lot of people who play this game want instant gratification. They want to get to these specific sigils to beat the game as quickly and as just efficiently as possible, but they also want to use save scumming, or want to use AFK farming, or even want to just cheat and have the sigils show up in their game because they know how to do coding stuff, or run a program. I'm not trying to gatekeep and say that you shouldn't be doing that. You should be playing whatever single player or PvE focused game you want to enjoy. But I feel like the discussion over is damage cap and War Elementalist and supplementary damage good for the game, when, I'm sorry, you kind of didn't play the game. You didn't grind for these things. So you never got to experience the moment where, hey, I don't have such and such power up. What do I have that I can use to get me past this boss? Again, there's no denying that these three sigils are like the key to having the ultimate build in the current version of Endgame, but not discussing the amount of time that would actually take to get these, let alone how many times you were switching your build to get to this point, just makes the conversation feel flawed or disingenuous.